All right, there's no doubt that podcasts and influencers played a pivotal role in shaping the 2024 election. Shows like the Joe Rogan Experience certainly helped Donald Trump and Republicans connect with millions of Americans, including key swing state voters and younger audiences. And now Democrats are looking to replicate that model. According to the New York Times, liberal strategists are pushing the party's rich backers to help assemble an army of left-leaning online influencers to create their own podcast empire. But as the Time notes, right-leaning touchstones like Rogan's podcast were not built by political donors and did not rise overnight. So can the party really podcast their way back into power? What do you think of that line?
Podcast their way back into power was powerful.
Yeah.
Powerful line.
A lot of them. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Jason is back with us. So first of all, give us this. First, I mean, your take on this theory that somehow if you had the right podcast, it would have landed better. Voters would have reacted differently. Because I'm old enough to remember Joe Rogan coming out in support of Bernie Sanders.
I know.
When the Democratic Party was like, we don't want to have anything to do with Bernie Sanders. If they would have at the time said, okay, let's see what this populist message is. And if it does resonate with voters, maybe Joe Rogan today would be...
Right, the Joe Rogan of the left.
The Joe Rogan of the left.
They had the Joe Rogan of the left. He endorsed Bernie. But it's a little weird to try and reverse engineer it this way.
Right.
And I'm not saying I don't want somebody to give me lots of money. I have a podcast.
You'd accept the job.
I would accept it. But it's a little weird to reverse engineer it. It's like kind of like you want to write a book, but you make a movie of it first to write the book.
Right.
It's like not the natural order of things a little bit. I do understand wanting to right some of the wrongs from 2024.
Yeah.
Because 2024, I mean, one, there was Joe Biden as president who was not doing interviews with traditional media and certainly was not like sitting down for podcasts.
Yeah.
And then Harris was in there with a very small campaign where she had time to run it. And it kind of became a world where these people were not even thinking about sitting down. That was the Democratic Party. And I understand the impulse. You want to like get a little bit younger. You want to seem a little bit younger. But if you are 24 years old right now and you are maybe voted in the first election, this last election, your only idea of Democrats is Joe Biden. Like the two presidents you kind of remember now or were engaged in during the time they were in office were Trump and Joe Biden. And Joe Biden is not a young president. He does not seem young. He's not engaging to young viewers and listeners. So it is a very weird position that the Democrats find.
Do you think they even have the stomach for it, though? I mean, what it actually requires to allow someone to be successful in that platform? Because while Joe Rogan may now be, aligned with much of the right, he actually disagrees with them on plenty of issues still. Right. And he's not controlled by, like, the RNC is not, like, giving him talking points before all his guests come on. And
same with others, like Theo Vaughn as well. He's not...
The DNC does not have the best history of letting, parts of their faction, like, come forward and speak very freely. I just don't see them being comfortable having someone who's going to take risks in that platform that very much requires you to be authentic and willing to take risks.
Right. We need an authentic voice that's going to become popular organically, and we need to control them. That's that's not a good way to do
I don't know. Like, Bill Maher exists. He
oh my God.
was associated with Democrats. He has effectively been ejected from the Democratic Party.
No, he is not. He has taken himself out of it.
Yeah,
He's
I
not
think
been
he
ejected.
hit the button.
He wants to get out of it. Look, and people...
He wasn't taking talking points from the Democrats.
He was not taking talking points from him, and Democrats still go on Bill Maher's show, so he still retains his position within certain Democratic circles.
But he's the one that is influential. He has a huge audience still.
I don't think he speaks to the base of where the Democratic Party is. And again, it's not a comparison of like who's the next Joe Rogan or not. I think the point is there a populist voice out there among Democrats that the party is willing to tolerate if they don't agree with him or with her on majority of issues.
No.
And that's the short answer. The short answer is
kind of, yeah.
I agree with you.
That's the problem that Democrats face, on a daily basis.
I mean, the one other thing I wonder about is that to the extent that these particular voices we're talking about have organically risen, there actually has been a concerted effort on the right to try to influence cultural values. I think Steve Bannon himself has said that political values are downstream of culture.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, it's like, to what extent should we actually credit any of that with the rise of all of these super popular right-wing podcasts? is it completely independent of these orchestrated efforts, or did the orchestrated efforts make a difference and in a way that Democrats could copy that game plan?
Well, I think it's weird because I think we talked about it on the show before, the manosphere. Like,
Yeah.
it is like this all-encompassing thing when really it's like some of these are sports podcasts. Some of these are comedians that I've known, like have huge podcasts now. And I wouldn't say that they are right-leaning, especially on like social issues. I don't think that they are like super Republican. That's not their identity. They just are there cracking jokes and making fun of the ridiculousness out there. And there isn't anything more ridiculous in the last couple of years than Joe Biden running for president. Like in 2024, the situation the Democratic Party found themselves in, where they were like, we are running a person who had that debate performance, and then all of the party goes on television and says everything is fine right now. He's sharp as a tack behind closed doors. And everyone was supposed to believe it. If you're a truth teller, you got to come out and say, like, that's not true. That seems like a joke that you would even say that. So the Democratic Party, I think, is has a good idea, but they're going about it in the wrong way, unless they're going to give me money.
I think it's about authenticity. I'm just going to leave it on that. I think like what the left is lacking is authenticity. Everything seems a little bit contrived, but you don't have the authenticity. Whereas on the left, on the right, you have people who are authentically who they want to be, in the UFC world, in the MAGA world, and in the manosphere.
Well, really, the point of this segment, Jason, was just to let you know that there's a job opening that we think you should apply for.
Okay, what is it?
So,
tell me.
DNC podcast.
Oh,
guy.
DNC podcast guy. Okay, yeah.
But
join that DNC
authentic.
podcast.
Authentic.
Yes.
Grassroots.
I will authentically
Populist.
DNC
say all of your talking
podcast
points.
man.
Yes.
Good luck. Okay.